Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Arendelle, there lived a beautiful princess named Elsa. She had long golden hair and sparkling blue eyes that shone like the stars in the night sky. Elsa was a kind and gentle soul, loved by all who knew her. But there was something special about Elsa that set her apart from everyone else. She had the power to create and control ice and snow. As a child, Elsa had struggled to control her powers, often accidentally plunging the kingdom into eternal winter. Her parents, the king and queen, had been worried about her abilities and had taken her to see the wisest wizards in the land, hoping to find a way to help her control her powers. But no matter what they did, Elsa's powers only seemed to grow stronger. One day, Elsa's parents decided to lock her away in the palace, afraid of what might happen if she lost control of her powers in public. They told her that she was a danger to herself and others, and that she needed to learn to control her powers before she could be allowed to interact with the outside world. Elsa was heartbroken. She felt like a prisoner in her own home, and she longed to be free to explore the world outside the palace walls. But she knew that her parents were only trying to protect her, and so she tried her best to learn to control her powers. Years passed, and Elsa grew into a beautiful young woman. She had learned to control her powers, but she still felt trapped and alone. She longed to be able to use her powers for good, to help those in need, but she was afraid of what might happen if she lost control. One day, Elsa's sister Anna came to visit her in the palace. Anna was a free spirit, full of life and energy, and she had always been the opposite of Elsa, warm and impulsive, where Elsa was cold and reserved. The two sisters had always been close, but Elsa's isolation had driven them apart. Anna was determined to bring Elsa out of her shell, to show her that there was a world beyond the palace walls. She begged Elsa to come with her to the town, to join in the celebrations for the summer solstice. Elsa was hesitant at first, but eventually she agreed, and the two sisters set off into the town. As they walked through the streets, Elsa was amazed by the sights and sounds of the bustling town. She had never seen so many people in one place before, and she felt a little overwhelmed. But Anna was by her side, holding her hand and guiding her through the crowds. As they reached the town square, Elsa saw a group of people gathered around a large fire. They were roasting meat and singing songs, and Elsa felt a pang of longing. She had always been fascinated by fire, and she had often wondered what it would be like to be able to control it, to use it for good. But as she watched the flames dancing in the fire, Elsa felt a surge of fear. She knew that fire was a powerful and destructive force, and she was afraid of what might happen if she lost control of her powers. Anna, sensing Elsa's unease, took her hand and pulled her away from the fire. "Don't worry, Elsa," she said. "I'm here for you. We'll face whatever comes next together." Elsa smiled, feeling a sense of gratitude towards her sister. She knew that Anna was right. She didn't have to face her fears alone. And with Anna by her side, Elsa felt a sense of courage that she had never felt before. As the night wore on, Elsa and Anna danced and sang with the townspeople. Elsa was amazed by the joy and laughter that filled the air, and she felt a sense of belonging that she had never felt before. But as the night drew to a close, Elsa's powers began to get out of control. She felt a surge of energy building up inside her, and she knew that she had to get away from the crowd before she lost control. Anna, sensing Elsa's distress, grabbed her hand and pulled her away from the town square. They ran through the streets, Elsa's powers growing stronger with every step. Finally, they reached the palace, and Elsa collapsed onto the floor, exhausted. Anna sat beside her, holding her hand and talking softly to calm her down. "It's okay, Elsa," she said. "I'm here for you. We'll face whatever comes next together." As Elsa's powers slowly faded away, she looked up at Anna with tears in her eyes. "I'm so sorry," she said. "I don't know what's wrong with me." Anna smiled and hugged her tightly. "There's nothing wrong with you, Elsa," she said. "You're just different, that's all. And I love you for who you are." Elsa smiled, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that she still had a lot to learn, but with Anna by her side. As the days passed, Elsa learned to control her powers, to use them for good. She and Anna went on many adventures together, using Elsa's powers to help those in need. And Elsa finally felt like she had found her place in the world. But Elsa never forgot the lessons she had learned that day in the town square. She knew that fire and other dangerous objects were not to be trifled with, and she was always careful to use her powers responsibly. And so Elsa lived happily ever after, using her powers to make the world a better place, and always remembering to be responsible with fire and other dangerous objects.